What is going on, YouTube? Zero Elite here, back again with a brand new video, episode 8 of the Disco Era u.s.s Enterprise tutorial. Just want to thank you guys again for dropping in for today's video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Today we got a couple of things to work on. We're going to be adding in these struts so we can plot out where our inner circle is going to go in for our bridge, basically picking up right where we left off from the last video. And once we add in our circle in the upper level to plot out where our bridge is going to go, we're going to line out to get an idea of where our impulse engines will go. And then we've also got some work to do on the lower hull. We're going to start to make the lower hull 3D and plot out the actual deflector dish. So we're cooking with peanut oil, so we're going to move right on into it. So we're making our inner circle. You do not need a pixel circle generator for this. You can see I'm literally just adding in the circle that we had previously on the lower level, but we're just repeating it again on the upper level, the inner ring. And we're going to do this on all four sides. Just remember, if you complete one thing on one side, do it on the other one, just to save yourself from making a mistake. Alright, and just verifying my line, what I'm doing. This build today is going to be mostly a breeze. We're not going to have to use the pixel circle generator at all. We're going to be going off of previous stuff that we have already been plotting out for the past 7 videos. And just going through, double checking, making sure that my upper row matches with the lower row. I know for myself, this doesn't really bother me, but there is a lot of gray in here. And I've said this before in my other videos, when you're doing this build, when you're wireframing your stuff out of their sections, that you need to make it a different color to differentiate it a little bit, to stop yourself from making a mistake. Don't be afraid to do that. Sometimes I do that myself, just to save my butt from having to delete extra stuff. Alright, so let's bang out these other corners. Let's fix that. Alright, that's looking good. Let's get the left side done. And I believe this is the last one. Let's bang this out real quick. I want to take a look at it, make sure everything is right. Oh, one more. 2 more. Apparently I can't count today. It's okay. Moving on. Let's bang this out. And we're looking good. So this upper ring that we just made, we continued that from the lower ring that we had built in the previous video, and this is going to be eventually where our bridge is going to go. Now, right now, we're going to pull up some screenshots because I want to get an idea of this area up here. And this is basically where we're going to be doing this line and then this line, going all the way back. This line and this one. And basically all you have to do is we're going to put one right here, going straight back, and on the other side we're going to do the same thing. Or do one in. Yeah, one in looks pretty good. We'll run with that. And let's do the same thing on the left side, bring that line all the way back. And let's zoom out and take a look. And now you can see our upper hull is taking a little bit of shape. We have a clear idea of the bridge, and then those two lines I showed you a second ago where that's going to go, and that's going to lead right into proportioning out our impulse engines that we'll be doing in a couple of videos. So that looks really good. And we don't have a super long video today. We're cooking with peanut oil. Like I said, we have a few things to do, but not a lot of build time. 35-minute video in total, and we've already ran through the first 6 minutes. So moving on, we are going to start to make our lower hull 3D, and we're going to start in the front, working with the ring that we had made previously. And we're just going to go 2 out. And repeat this process for the entire circle in the front. And we're going to bang out the rest of this half, and then we're going to do the other half. Alright, let's get the right side done. And nothing too hard, just repeating the same process again, but now on the right side. Again, you just want to make sure that your blocks are just going 2 out. And one more. Let's take a look at that. That's looking pretty good. And now we're going to go backwards on the opposite side. And let's just add in 1 row going in. I shouldn't say going in, but going backwards. And you can see the line that we started with. We did not build on top of it on the left side like we did on this side. We went in 1 and out 2. On the right side, we just covered the back side of our original ring and went back 1. And now we're going to do it again. Remembering to get rid of that access. If you don't need it, get rid of it. Let's take a look. Basically, what we're trying to figure out right now is how wide I'm going to make it, how big I'm going to make it come out. Not sure if this is going to be enough, if I want to do one more out to make it a little bit wider. And the same thing going into the actual dish in the center, if we want to make that cut inwards again. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to make it one bigger. So on the back side, we're going to go all the way around, deleting our access as we go. And we're going to bang out the right side now. And I want to make sure that that lines up all the way around. Fix that. And now we're going to make it 2. Now if you wanted to, when you go around the circle the first time, if you want to double up, you can. Sometimes, like I said, I like to go back and forth with what I'm doing just to switch it up a little bit, because it can get pretty boring on here sometimes when you're building. Yeah, looks like I got a little gap there. Fill that in. And let's zoom back a little bit and see how the curve is starting to look. And you can see what I mean? We're starting to make our lower hull 3D. We're starting with the front and we're going to work our way all the way back. I don't think by the end of this video we'll have the full lower hull done. We'll have about just under half of it done. And we should be finishing it up by episode 9 or 10. The outside of it anyway. And we're just sitting back, just taking a look at it. Again, just want to see what we want to do. If we want to add another row coming outward to make the ring going backwards any thicker, and the same thing going towards the very center if we want to bring that in again. Sometimes you just have to sit back for a moment or two and collect yourself and take a look at it and try to get an idea in your head visually of what it's going to look like. I don't know, I think that might be okay. I could probably get away with not having to make it any thicker. We're going to fast forward just a little bit past that, deleting some of the ground. And let's look at more source pictures. Now again, we're just getting an idea of the lower hull, the shape of it, and the curve. But this beginning part right here is really what we're looking at right now. You can see kind of how it tapers in a little bit here and here. And this part, top and bottom, is kind of fat. And you see where I brought those two lines in, the one on the left and the right, on the corner of each corner of the top row of your circle. Now what we're going to do, we're going to continue our wireframe back, because I'm thinking that we have a good thickness here and we're not going to have to make it any thicker. Alright, and just switching back and forth. If I do one thing on the right, I'm doing it on the left. Now, in the very middle, like we did on the top, we're going to do it on the sides. We're going to bring the lines back, and we're going to do that on all four of the sides. Okay, looking good. Now let's go ahead and do the lower part of our ring. And switching back and forth, did on the left, or did it on the right, we're going to do it on the left now. And then we'll get the bottom part, and then we'll be done with our circle. Remember to delete your access. Alright, let's get that last line in. Alright. And let's skip a little bit past deleting this stuff. Alright. And now we're going to add the bottom lines like we did to all three other sides. Alright, so now we have a 3D wireframe going at the front of our lower hull. Let me get a line in the middle there, that looks good. And again, this is zooming out to verify what I did was what I wanted. And I think that looks pretty good. I don't think we have to make that any thicker than it already is. Now I think on the front we're going to bring this in. Again, let's change the color. Remember to delete your access. Alright, so we got the right side done, and now we're going to do the left. And let's take a look at that. Look at the curve. I want it to come out too. So now, you can see what I'm doing. We're not going out, we're adding a lip to this black line that we just added. But it's not going to be touching this the gray ring that's right behind it. And we're going to do that all the way around. And now let's bang out the left side. Or the right, facing the front of it. And one more. Let's take a look at that. Let's do another lip, because I think that we might be good on the front end of our hull. So now we're making the inner ring that's going to wrap around the backside of our deflector dish. And let's zoom back and check that out. I think that looks pretty solid. Well, we got about 4 minutes left in the video. We're winding down to the end now. And in the very middle of this black line, let's basically make a line going straight back, and that's the dead center of our circle. And we're just doing that for proportion reasons and to get an idea of how much room we're going to have all the way around. And believe it or not, having that line there in the middle does help a little bit. And this is also going to help us determine how long we want to make this thing. I don't believe we're going to make this going all the way back to the tip of the back end of the ship. We're looking pretty good though. Our ship is starting to take shape. This is getting pretty exciting. To see the build come this far, we've been putting a lot of work into this thing to get us where we're at now. We still have a ton of stuff to do. We really haven't even scratched the surface of everything that we have to do yet. But this is looking really good. I think we nailed that lower hull on the first try. I don't think I'm going to need to do another pass on that. No, I think that's good, and that's what we're going to run with. All right. So I think that is probably going to wrap up episode 8. Really hope that everybody enjoyed this video today. I've definitely enjoyed making this series for you, and there's going to be a lot more to come. Just want to thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Those definitely help us. And don't forget to check in tomorrow for episode 9. This video series will be continuing, and we won't have it. I won't have any videos on Sunday, but then I'll pick up again on Monday. All right. So thanks again. Hope everybody has a nice, happy, and safe weekend as well. I'll see you guys tomorrow.